So how do we want to assess the students on nationalism and imperialism?
I like that test we gave them last year. Does anyone have a copy of it?
I do. It's right here, and I have it saved somewhere too. I can email it to you guys.
But wasn't it all multiple choice?
Yes, it was.
I have one with constructive response on it, so I think I'd like to use that one.
Okay, so let's combine the two.
After your stage one conversation, I feel like we have a really clear picture of what students will be able to know, understand, and do in this unit. So let's stop for a minute so we can refocus the stage two conversation and make sure our assessments really align to the work we did in stage one. The assessment you're discussing sounds like a summative assessment for the unit. Have you considered creating an assessment plan for the entire unit that provides checkpoints for student understanding?
Well, we assess them throughout the unit, but we only ever talk about the CFA we have to give at the end of the unit.
You know, CFAs don't have to be large summative assessments. They can be smaller formative assessments that you use to discover emerging misconceptions and check for understanding and retention along the way. I mean, why wait until the end of the unit to find out what students don't know? I want to share with you this assessment map that might help you more effectively plan your assessments for this unit.
Okay, so we have one more spot for formative assessment. Is there anything we're missing from what we want the students to know and be able to do, or from what the standards require?
Well, I feel like we don't really have anything in place to check their knowledge of independence movements, and I just think that's a lot of information for them to take in.
I agree, but I was thinking, since we do a Socratic seminar on those revolutions, couldn't we ask the students to write a generalization of their claim as a ticket out the door? We should be able to read those pretty quickly, and we can discuss them at our next meeting.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that between their arguments during their seminar and the written responses, I should have a pretty good feel of how well they understand the big ideas behind these movements.
Let's look at this in its entirety really quickly. I just want to make sure all things align. We have our summative unit assessment, which I think we did a great job at aligning to the standards, knows, and do's.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad we didn't just recycle last year's test. I had no idea that 3 of my questions weren't even in the standards.
I also really like the fact that I now know everything I need the kids to learn in order to be successful and demonstrate mastery in this unit.
I really like the variety of assessments that you're using, and the fact that each question on your summative aligns with your standards, that's going to make your data analysis conversation more effective because you're going to be able to target where kids need remediation.